Okay, please confirm if my screen is visible. Are we good to proceed? Okay, okay, guys, let's get it started. Today, I am going to introduce a new topic in Java, which is what abstraction. Abstraction in Java. Okay, before even getting into this topic, there are two more concepts that are pending on top of Java polymorphism, especially the overloading. In the overriding concept, we need to discuss something about the variables, right? So you may get this kind of questions in the interview room. For example, we know what is overriding in Java. We know what is overriding. If I have class A and let me define two classes. I have class A and class B. So in the class A, I can define a method, right? In the class B, I can also define a method. And whenever I make a relationship between this class B and class A, right? Relationship can be made by using extends keyword. Now there is a relationship between B and A. Okay, so the overriding concept comes into picture when there are, when you place the same method in the parent as well as in the child. So now there is overriding here, right? So overriding are always with respect to methods, right? Sometimes you may get a question. Right? First, let us complete this. So if this method gets executed, the output is going to be A class. If this method gets executed, the output is going to be B class, right? And everyone knows, we have discussed these things very, in a deep way, right? If I ever have to execute this code by creating an objects, especially for these two classes, class A and class B, objects can be created in three ways, right? I can create object for A obj equal to new A, right? So when you are performing overriding, always remember when you are performing overriding, okay? So the moment you use extends keyword, please ensure that if there are any similar methods, okay, if there are any similar methods, okay, yes, there are similar methods. If you find any similar methods, what does it really mean? It means, overriding is happening. So we need to identify the similar methods in such a way that you are going to define the child class method as what? As overriding method. You are going to define the parent class method as what? The overridden method. Right? Are you convinced with this? I can call it like the overriding method and overridden method. Why it is so? Because overriding says when two classes are in a relationship, you find similar method in the parent class as well as in the child class, right? The child class method is called as overriding method. The parent class method, the method inside the parent class method is called as what? Overridden method. Okay, why are we discussing this over and over again? Now you see that the moment I create object for class A, is anyone joined? Okay. The moment I create object for the class A, right? So with this reference variable, okay. So overriding, always for the overriding, always think about the runtime object. Runtime object. I can also say it as the value that is placed after the assignment keyword, after the equal to operator, the right side value. Always focus here. Okay, the moment I do obj dot what is it? The method name is m1. Okay, the output is what? Output is A class. Why A class? Okay, the obj is of reference type A, right? The object is created for A. Always focus here. For overriding, always focus here. A class m1 method has to get executed. Output has to be what? A class, right? And if I do a small change here, instead of creating object for A, I'm creating object for B. Object is being created for the child class. Okay? Just focus your mind. Place focus after the assignment operator. So object is being created for B. You are calling m1 method. Okay, the m1 method in the B class has to get executed. So B class is going to get printed the console. right? And if you do the object creation like this, a obj equal to new b, this is also possible, right? Upcasting, this also possible. Okay, don't get any confusion when you look at this kind of object creation statement, right? So m1 method needs to be called. Which m1 method has to be called? That could be your question. Okay, so just focus your mind, place your mind, and look for the object creation class. For which class the object is getting created? Every time look at the RHS side. Okay, so B class. Okay, so m1 method inside the B class to get executed. So by my theory, if I just click on run, the output has to be B class. So we do not have any doubts about this runtime polymorphism, right? But the situation would be different if I have taken what instead of methods. So the method behavior is completely different. What if I take variables in place of methods? What if I take variables? For example, I am placing a variable string str equal to, focus here, string str equal to Java. Okay, variable name is str, right? So str and I am copying and pasting the same variable name here. I will ask you one question. If okay, let me take the value as Python. Okay, so here variable name is str1. I am taking variable name is str2. I am taking. If I ask you a question, hey team, can you please tell me how many variables are there in class B? How many variables are there in class B? What could be your answer? If I ask you a question, how many variables are there in class B? Okay, first let me ask this. How many variables are there in class A? You would say one variable is there in class A, right? And if I ask you how many variables are there in class B, you should not say one variable is there in the class B. You should say there are two variables. Okay, one variable is hidden. So this is one variable and it is extending to class A. This variable is also inherited by the class B. Don't you think so? So one variable is visible and one variable is hidden. Yes or no? One variable visible. You can see that. The other variable is also visible. I cannot say it is hidden because it is using the extends keyword. One variable is in the parent class. Can I say we have two variables in the class B? Do you agree with me? Yes or no? Are you convinced with my statement? Yes, no? Everyone? Are you convinced with my statement? Okay, having said this, look, let us see what will happen during the runtime. Okay, can we achieve the overriding concept even for the variables? If you ask me, is the overriding concept is applicable even for the variables? I would say no. So we do not have any confusion in these two cases. We do not have any confusion because both the variable names are different, str1 and str2. The confusion will come when I take the same variable name. Focus here. If I take different variables name, there is no confusion. Yes or no? There is no confusion. The confusion will start triggering in your brain when I take the name of the variable as str1 in both the classes. Both the variable names are same. Data type is also same, but the value is different. Okay. Having said this, if I ever add to if I try to create objects. Okay, let me create objects for a obj equal to new a. Okay, let me print this. A obj equal to new a. I want to access. I try to access obj dot str1. Okay, what you will say? So obj is of variable. It is of what type? It is of a type, and object is also created for a. Please focus here. Okay, for overriding, method overriding, you will see in the RHS in the right hand side after the equal to operator. Okay, but if you do the same thing for the variable, then you are wrong, guys. You do the same thing for the variables because both variable names are same. If you try to replicate the example of method overriding for methods to the variables, you apply the examples of method overriding which has thought for methods to the variables, you are wrong. For methods, overriding concept is only for methods, not for variables. Let me repeat. Overriding concept is only for methods. Overriding concept is applicable only for Java methods, not for variables. Okay, so if you want to get access to the variables between two classes with the same names, str1, str1, they are same. Okay, so the main thread will have no confusion. The main thread is, is very clear that it knows which variable needs to get executed. How it knows? For methods, we have to look in the RHS side, but for variables, just focus on the LHS side. Okay, what I'm doing it here, I'm trying to access obj.str1. Will directly go, look into the class that is declared in the LHS. Okay, obj is of what type? A type. The control will directly go to the A class and it will try to find, is there any variable with the name str1? Yes, there is a variable name with str1. Execute that value. The output has to be what? Java. Let me run this. Java. Okay, if I create object for the child class, I create object for the child class, what does it what does it mean actually? What I'm trying to do, I'm trying to access the variable str1 on top of obj. Obj is of what type? Always the variables for the variable part, LHS side. For the methods, RHS. For the variables, LHS. Obj is of B type. The control will directly jump to the B class and it will look for the variable name str1. Okay, output Python will be printed. Is it so? Is it so? Python. Right? So now the actual confusion will come. This could be an interview question. Okay. Now I am creating object by using the parent reference and creating an object for the child class. Okay. For variables, we are dealing with the variables. When you are dealing with the variables, always focus on the LHS, left hand side. Before the assignment operator, obj is of what type? A type. Directly, okay, control will jump to the class A and it will try to find the variable with the name str1. Is there any variable with the name str1? Yes, there is a variable with the name str1. So output has to be what? Java. Yes or no? Are you getting this? For variables, focus here. For methods, focus here. Because overriding concept is a concept that is applicable only for the Java methods, not for the variables. Are you getting this or not? Just type as in the chat box if it is clear. Okay, this concept is called as shadowing in Java. What does it mean? Shadowing in Java. You could encounter a question like, what is overriding? You can answer it. I know very well that you people can answer it for the question overriding. But for the question, if you get a question like, what is shadowing in Java? Okay, shadowing. It is a concept to deal with the Java variables in the inheritance relationship. Okay. The variable, the type of the, I can say that the type of the reference. The type of the reference would be considered to get access to the respective variables. Okay, I have also included the example. Right? Okay, this concept is called as what? Shadowing. Okay, and you can do a lot of you can practice a lot of combinations here. Okay, now one more concept I want to introduce because I do not want to miss any kind of concept in overloading. Sometimes, okay, you may get a question like, not overloading, overriding. Let me remove all this. We have understood what is shadowing. Okay, now I have two methods, public void m1. Okay, public void m1 is method is there, and public void m1 method is there. These two methods are going to accept two different arguments. Okay, so arguments are same, but I'm making a small correction here. Okay, one method is accepting the varargs variable argument. Second method is accepting the normal argument. Okay, system dot out dot println normal argument. Okay, variable argument method and normal argument method. Okay, you could get a interview question like this, and the question can be, let me copy this code. Copy this code and paint it in the I hope the code is clear. Okay, you have two classes, and one class is having a method which is the method name is same, and return type is same, and the access modifier is also same. Okay, but the parameters are different. The question could be: is this method is these two methods? If these two methods are overloading methods or overriding method, could be the question. So I create object for the class A obj equal to new A, right? By using this reference obj dot m1, need to pass some argument, right? Need to pass some argument 10. Okay, if you pass the value 10 here, okay, let me take this to the paint screen for a better observation. Okay, here we have two methods. Okay, these are the normal questions, but these questions may create some confusion, okay, while giving the interview. Okay, so when I pass the value 10, so anyone with the eyes can say that this method will get executed. This method will get executed because object is created for the parent class, right? I mean reference parent class, and the object is created for the parent class, right? And when I do b obj equal to new b, right? And obj dot m1, okay, I'm passing a value 10 here. Okay, so object is being created for B class and the reference is B. Okay, anyone with the eyes can say that this method will get executed. Okay, your question could be like this. Okay, your question could be A obj equal to new B. Okay, by using obj dot m1. Okay, obj dot m1 and I'm passing 10. Okay, which method will be executed? So this is the question. Which method will get executed? Come on, answer it to me. Anyone who is willing to answer this question? Okay, this is the first object creation, this is the second object creation, right? And this is the third object creation. For this, it is clearly said that the AA, so value 10, this will get executed. For the first object creation, this method gets executed. Okay, for the second object creation, right, vararg methods, suppose it is vararg methods, variable argument methods, this method will get executed. The question is which method will be executed for this, right? Overriding concept, what I said overriding concept, think that an answer. Overriding means the right hand side method needs to get a chance, yes or no? The RHSI needs to get a chance. If that is the case, which method has to get executed? Come on, I don't know. Everyone are saying normal arguments, Chaitanya is saying variable arguments. Okay, Chaitanya says variable argument. Okay, let us run this. Okay, I hope you have understood my question, right? See. Okay, this is my question, right? So let us try from the beginning. Okay, if I create an object for a obj equal new a, let me save this as test.class. Let me change the directory, java c space test.java. 1 minute guys. cd space java 3. Okay, java c space test.java. No compilation error, java space test. Okay, normal argument. Okay, for the first object creation, the output is what? Normal argument. We are pretty sure about it. Okay, so when I created an object for the child class, okay, b object b obj equal new b, object is being created for the child class. Okay, so we are thinking that, okay, runtime mechanism, okay, this method needs to get executed, right? Okay, normal argument. Let me say this properly. Okay, what we are getting it here? Anyone? We are getting normal argument. We are getting what? We are getting normal argument, but we are supposed to get this, right? We're supposed to get the output as variable argument for this case. Okay, let me try the another case. A obj equal to new b. Okay, what we are supposed to get? Normal argument. So we must be thinking we should be getting variable argument because of the runtime. Okay, what is really happening here is very simple. You no need to have any confusion. Okay, in order to say that the two methods are overloading, the parameters should also be same. Remember this. This is a different parameter. This is a different parameter. These two are different parameters. It means these two methods are not overloading methods. This is a different method. This is a separate method. I mean, overriding methods. I'm talking about overriding. I'm sorry, not overriding. Overriding. These two methods are not overriding methods. This is a separate method. This is a separate method. Okay. In order to say that two methods are overriding methods, it should be mandatory that the parameters should also be same. Here the parameters are different. Okay. When you are dealing with different parameters, it cannot be a overriding methods. These methods are found to be what? They are overloading methods. Overloading methods. Okay, overloading methods, not overriding methods. Okay, what exactly is happening behind the scenes, that I am going to explain you now. Okay, let me go back to the paint screen. Okay, this is our piece of code. Okay, the moment you create object for AA, okay, the moment you create object in this way, okay, ideally, it will try to find if there are any similar methods between these two classes. Okay, these two methods are not similar. Okay, they are similar in nature, but they are different in method signature. Okay, method signature is completely different. Always try to see. Okay, the method signature says that they are overloading methods, not overriding methods, because for overriding, the method signature should also be same. Here the answer is the method names are same, but the arguments are different. Means these two methods are overloaded methods, right? So it is very specific now. First object creation, a obj equal to new a. Okay, you are passing what? You are passing 10. You are passing 10. Okay, so for the overloading methods, this part will be considered. For overloading, left hand side part will be considered. So the first normal argument will be displayed in the console. Normal argument will be displayed in the console. Okay, second object creation. What is the second object creation? How we have created object for the second time, b obj equal to new b. Okay, what we are doing, we are passing obj dot m1. Okay, same thing we have passed. Okay, now JVM will check. JVM will come into the picture. JVM will try to identify. Okay, this guy is trying to do what? This guy is trying to do perform overloading, and he is passing a value 10. Okay, now JVM will try to identify method by the name of m1. First inside the child class. Okay, it does find the matching method, but it is not the absolute match. it will also jump into the parent class. It will try to find the absolute match first. Okay, this is the fitting method, right? This method is absolute match because first priority will be given for the normal argument method because it was introduced in Java 1.0. We have discussed these things already. Then the priority will be given to the variable argument methods. Just found the absolute perfect match first. It will try to execute this because priority is more for the normal argument method than the priority for the variable argument method in the concept of overloading. Yes, no, see, look at this, guys. See what we have got, what output you have got for this b obj equal to new b. We might be thinking, see, normal argument is getting displayed in the console. Why normal argument? That, I mean, why normal argument? That could be, why this method could, that could be your question. Okay, this class B is extending A. It means this class B has access to, I mean, internally all the properties and behaviors are available to class B, class B, no? These methods are available to class B. Indirectly, they are available to class B. See, what you are doing, you are calling obj.m110. It will look for the specificity. Okay, there are two m1 methods. Okay, one m1 method and another m1 method. It will look for the specificity, exact match, right? 10 one argument value. This is the one argument value, exact match. So normal argument will be displayed in the console. No, if you want to execute only this method, then you should pass the values in such a way that the arguments are variable. Now this will be displayed in the console, variable, because now this is the only the specific match. Are you getting this? That's why, you know, in the second object creation, the output is also normal argument. Normal argument. Right? What is the third way of, I mean, how the object can be created? In other way, the last way, a obj equal to new b. A obj equal to what? New b. And what we are doing? Obj dot m1. Okay, if you pass value 10. Okay, definitely this value 10. Okay, m1 will be called based upon the RHS. Right hand side. I mean, sorry, LHS, left hand side. Overriding means right, overloading is left. Okay, obviously output is what? Normal argument. Right, output is going to be what? Normal argument method. Okay, the question looks like, okay, if you look at this, you might be identifying these two methods as overriding methods, but it is not overriding. These methods are what? Overloading methods. Because of this, just look into the parameters. If they are different in nature, definitely overriding will not come into the picture. Overriding means they should be same in nature. Everything has to be same. Okay, the method name, the parameters has to be same, method name has to be same, parameter. Now it is overriding method. Previously this is not overriding, this is overloading. This could be your interview question. Okay, try to practice it from your side. Definitely your confusions will be clear. So from this question I can conclude that the topic of polymorphism is completed. Right? Practice this. You will get a lot of answers and all your confusions will be clear. Ricky. Okay, shall we move to abstraction, everyone? Any confusion you had previously? Are we good to proceed? Okay, very simple, guys. Just I know little bit of efforts needs to be there from your side. You will get these concepts. Trust me, these concepts are very easy. You don't break your head. Take pen and paper and practice and use online compiler. Okay, these things are very easy. If you're not getting these things, even though you are doing practicing, approach me, I will guide you. Okay, shall we proceed with abstraction? Come on, everyone say yes. Type yes in the chat box. Okay, See, abstraction, okay, this is a very special topic in OOPS. Okay, from abstraction, okay, if you learn abstraction, the advanced Java concepts will become very much easier. Okay, we just focus abstraction to understand something that we haven't come across. Okay, in the real-time entity, when someone is asking you what is abstraction, dictionary meaning. Okay, the English dictionary meaning would be like this. Okay, for example, let us take there is a person. Okay, let's assume that there is a person here. Okay, what is an abstraction? Usually, the English definition says this person is thinking a lot. Okay, a lot of thinking. A lot of thinking. It's okay when a person thinks a lot. It is completely okay. Everyone has rights to think. Okay, everyone has rights to imagine. Okay, that is how that is how we are built. That is how humans are built. Without imagination, nothing can be possible. Okay, but if the thinking is in such a way that, okay, if some bomb blast is happening next to him, if some kind of bomb blast is happening next to him, okay, but still he's thinking. Okay, if some kind of an accident is happening next to him, some kind of accident is happening next to him, still he's thinking. If he's not paying any attention to the things that is happening around this person, if the person is not paying any attention to the things that is happening around him, if there is any fire accident, still he is thinking about something. He is in his own world. Okay, lot of thinking, loads of thinking, tons of thinking. Okay, so by English dictionary we call it, we can give a meaning to this to this state or to this mechanism or to this behavior called as what? Abstraction. English meaning, not Java meaning. English meaning, we call this behavior, or we call this state as what? The abstraction. Can we assume the same thing for Java as well? Can we consider the same meaning? Can we apply the same meaning for the Java as well? Because Java is an abstraction. When I say an abstraction in Java, doesn't mean that it is a mechanism that a particular object is thinking a lot without even aware of the things that is happening around. No, it is not. English meaning is different. Okay, don't think abstraction by the English meaning, by the English definition. Okay, Java has a different meaning for the abstraction. Java is what? Java has a complete different meaning of an abstraction. Okay, the real-time abstraction cannot be the real meaning of an abstraction cannot be applied for what? The Java abstraction. Cannot be applied for the Java abstraction. Then what is abstraction in Java? Right? So for example, if you you drive bikes, you drive cars. Okay, so everyone has some awareness about bike and awareness about car. It is really not necessary that you should know driving, but when you drive a car, okay, so just imagine that this is a car. Okay, when you drive a car, you usually think about the acceleration, you think about the clutch, you think about the brakes, ABC. You're a driver. If you own a car and if you're driving a car, you think about ABC and you think about the steering control. You follow some rules and guidelines. Okay, then the car goes just like that. Depends upon your nature, right? ABC, car goes. Okay, you apply brakes, it stops. You press the accelerator, it goes, and you steer it, right? But you don't even worry about, right, internal mechanism. Right, internally the car is designed in such a way that, okay, we are aware that there is an engine inside, but we are not sure the RPM of this engine. We are not worried about the RPM. We are not worried about the how many times the motor is rotating per minute. We are not worried about what kind of how much pressure is applied for the brake. Internal things. When you talk about internal things, we are least bothered, isn't it? Are we bothered? Are we bothered about the pressure inside the tires? Or are we bothered about the is it are we using the nitrogen air, or are we using the normal air? Are we worried about that? What we worried, if I clutch, if I apply brake, it should stop. If I kick on acceleration, it should go. and steering should be in my control. We are not worried about the internal torque, internal mechanism. Okay, so this is called as abstraction. This is called as what? Abstraction. Okay, let me put you in a different way. Okay, we for example, everyone wash clothes, right? Previously during the olden days, there is no there are washing machines, but in India, when you own a washing machine, it means you are super rich, right? When you purchase a washing machine, you purchase what according to the ratings. Could be ACs, for ACs 5-star rating is there, but for washing machines, okay, it is divided into again two types. Okay, the manual one and the automatic one. Okay, and then and again in automatic one, there is a front load or top load. Okay, so many different things are there. What we usually worry about a washing machine, you are purchasing a manual one, what you worry about the operations. Okay, so there will be some kind of control buttons. Okay, and you know how much load you need to put inside. Okay, you know how to plug it in. These are the things that you worry about. You don't even think about this motor. If you are purchasing your washing machine to your mom, you will say to your mom, "Mom, this is a motor. This is the high torque motor, and this is going to rotate 800 times per minute. And you can use it for the 3-phase as well." Are you going to reveal the internal things about this motor? Or you reveal how much electricity is going to consume to your mother? No, right? What you will say? You will say the details that is visible, the main information. You will hide the internal things. Internal things you will not hide. It is already hidden. Because we people are not worried about the internal things. We people worried about the behavior. If plug on this washing machine, the washing machine should run. That is the behavior. We will worry about that. If it is not working, then again we will worry about the behavior. Why it is not working? We don't open this and we don't even look inside it, and you don't repair the motors. You call the customer care, or you just visit the neighboring washing machine services. We always worry about behaviors, right? So this is abstraction. What did I just say? Can I, if I ever had to put this in the real definition, okay, abstraction is a mechanism, is a process, I can say, process or mechanism of which the internal details will be written and showing up the necessary functionality to the end user. Can I say this? Can we come to a conclusion? In Java, okay, especially in Java, abstraction is what? Abstraction is a mechanism of which the internal details of that mechanism will be hidden and will be showing the necessary functionality to the customer or the end user. Right? Definition is very simple, isn't it? If you go with this definition, is simple or not? Right? One more example. Okay, if you visit a bank, okay, everyone has nowadays. Not nowadays. Previously, we have now a lot of online services, but previously we don't have much online services. Do we? We don't have. For everything, we need to visit the bank. Okay, when you visit the bank, there will be a representative for the, but especially when you visit the HDFC or Axis banks. Okay, they keep a representative because their customer services are really good. Customer services. Okay, I'm not talking about the industry. Customer services I'm talking about. They're really good. Okay, so there will be a representative, and the representative is going to have a placard saying that, "How may I help you?" Okay, you say what? You go there and you ask him, I want to take a debit card or credit card. He will help you to take a credit card or debit card. You ask him again. What you ask him this time? Okay, how can I get the PIN number? Okay, he will help you the steps to produce the PIN number. So far good. And you will ask him to which ATMs I can use. He will say you can use the branch ATMs or you can use the non-branch ATMs. Like you can use within the same branch or in a different branch. Okay, these questions are good questions. But you cannot ask him, right? Internally inside the ATM machine, which program you have written, which is the code you have written, which is the logic that you have written. which Java program are you using, a Java code or are you using the Python code? Can you ask this kind of questions to the representative? If you ask him this kind of questions, what he will do? What he's going to say? He's going to say, sir, please wait here for some time. Let me go and talk to my manager. Okay? Instead of talking to the manager, you will call the police. Right? What I'm trying to say is, you don't ask unnecessary things. It is not required for you guys. Yes or no? For you, behavior is important. If you put the ATM card, okay, it should show. It should definitely show the balance, right? And it should show what it will. It should allow you to do some transaction. That is the priority. That is the agenda, or that is the expectations. You don't need to think. You don't need to think about the internal things. Again, there is an abstraction here. Okay, they will hide the internal details. Okay, now my this definition is justifying. Yes or no? Don't you think that my definition is justifiable now? Everyone? Yes, no? Are you getting this by definition? Just go by the definition. Don't think much about the abstraction form. This is a Java definition. Okay, just because in every time whenever I am teaching, when I say abstraction, people will do what? People will search in the dictionary. Okay, they find this meaning. What meaning they find? Okay, they literally find this kind of meaning. Okay, and they literally carry this meaning and they will try to apply it in the Java. Abstraction means a lot of thinking. You cannot apply this meaning to Java. In Java, this is the abstraction. Okay, hiding the internal details and showing the necessary functionality to the end user. Simple. Interview is done. On top of abstraction, if you get any question abstraction, hiding the internal details, showing the necessary functionality to the user. What is it? Repeat after me. Hiding the internal details and showing up what? Showing up the necessary functionality to the end users. Never ever forget this. Okay, this is more than enough. When you define the abstraction like this, more than enough. You can give this example. You can give our car example. You can give this washing machine example. Okay? You can take any examples that justifies this definition. Right? So let us go back to the Java and let us understand something about this abstraction. Okay, so when you understand abstraction, you should also understand something in Java. What is it? There are two types of class in Java. When I say two types of class, okay, this is a class. I can define this as, by looking at this, I can define this as, okay, this is a Java class. What can I say? This is a Java class. But if I want to elaborate this, in depth, okay, ideally I can say that this is a concrete class. Now I am introducing this word. What is it? Concrete class. Very simple. When I say concrete class or when I just say class, both are same. Both are same. Class A, you can just say it as Java class, or you can also say it as what? Concrete class, a powerful word. Concrete. Okay, why this kind of differentiation is there? Okay, there is another class in Java. There is another kind of class in Java that is called as what? Abstract class. Okay, if I take class B, this is concrete class, or the ordinary Java class, or the normal class. The moment I use a keyword like abstract, it is called what? Abstract class. Okay. Now by looking at this two, if I ever had to give a definition to my Java classes, I can say, hey, I have a class A. The class A is a concrete class. If I want to define these two classes, how these two classes could be differentiated? Just by this keyword? Yes, just by this keyword, these two classes can be differentiated. What does it says? Okay, A is a concrete class. Okay, B is what? B is an abstract class. Why abstract class? The moment you use abstract keyword, it becomes abstract class. Just get acquainted to these terminologies. Right? Till now, we are okay with Java classes, or we are okay with concrete classes. Okay. Going forward, you can also use concrete, or if you don't like using the word concrete, you can go with what? You can go with the class itself. Okay. But if you want to define, you want to give the definition of your classes, if you are creating any logic inside a class, and if you want to define that logic, you can say that, hey, I have created a logic in the concrete class. What does it mean? A class without abstract keyword. If you include abstract keyword, you are saying that it's an abstract class. So we know the benefits of concrete class. Okay, so far all our programs are designed on top of concrete class. Okay. Today we are going to understand about what abstract classes. Okay, the moment you use abstract keyword, it is going to become what? Abstract classes. Okay. I hope you are understanding this kind of differentiation. Okay, why we have to go for abstract classes? Why we have to go for abstract classes in Java? What can I say? To achieve abstraction, to achieve abstraction, one has to go for abstract classes. Okay, so again, what is abstraction? What is abstraction? Process of mechanism. Process of hiding the internal details and showing the necessary functionality to the end user. Okay, so to achieve abstraction, we use abstract classes. Okay, please be informed that, notice, these words may look new today. Okay, from tomorrow, okay, these words will look familiar. Okay, so stay focused. Get used to these words. Okay, please be informed that you want to achieve 100% abstraction, you will need to use interfaces. Again, what is interfaces? This is the second topic. This is the follow-up topic. Okay, so what is, what this even need here, what this statement is required here. Okay, with the abstract classes, you cannot achieve 100% abstraction. So that is what I want to say. However, you use abstract classes, you can achieve 0 to 100% abstraction. You can achieve no abstraction, or you can achieve 100% abstraction. Okay, let us take a small example. Okay, we do not want all this. Okay, so I can take a class, abstract class A. I have a test class. Okay, this test class is a concrete class, or you can also call it as the main class. You can call it as Java class. To be little specific, you can call it as concrete class. To be more specific, you can call it as what? Main class, right? So this needs to be called it as abstract class only. There is no other name. Are you getting this? Okay, this class needs to be defined it as abstract. Why? There is a complete specificity here, abstract keyword, right? So inside this, okay, now we focus here, and let me go back here. Okay, focus here. This will be a little interesting. Okay, you need to remember some points. Notes. An abstract class must be what? Must be declared with the abstract keyword. Okay, now the second point. First point is very we just got to know what is the first point. An abstract class must be declared with abstract keyword. Okay, now second point says it can, or I can say why it can go with the noun itself, isn't it? Abstract class can have abstract methods as well as non-abstract. Now the question arises. What is an abstract method and what is a non-abstract method? Or you can also say non-abstract methods are concrete methods. Okay, so let me give you the definition. So when you have a method, okay, this is the method name, right? Public, a typical method would look like this: public void method. Okay, and inside this you can have a business logic. Okay, for now we can take the business logic as public static, not public, system.out.println. Okay, and something has to be displayed in the console. Test. Okay, this method is what the you can call this again in the method definition. Okay, you can call this as a normal Java method, or you can call this as what the concrete method or the normal Java method. Okay, just you can say that what Java method, normal method. Okay, you can just call it as method. You do not have to even use this prefix the word Java before the method. You can just call it as method, or you can call it as what, concrete method. Right, but what is an abstract method? Okay, the concrete method or the Java method will have method declaration as well as the combination of method declaration and the body. Let me repeat, the combination of method declaration and the body will make a method as a concrete method or a Java method. But when you find a method without body, when you find any Java method without a body, for example, when you find just a declaration, okay, declaration in once without body, you are not supposed to use this the opening parenthesis and the closing parenthesis. Okay, when you have a method like public void m1, okay, no, this should not be there, the body should not be there. When body is not there, okay, you are just declaring a method. Declaration is done, so I need to use semicolon. This is typically the method declaration. Okay, now you can address this method as what, this is called as what, abstract method. Why we require abstract method, that we are going to see. Now first understand what is an abstract method. When I ask you what is a concrete method or what is a simple Java method, okay, you should be in a position to say that the concrete method is a method that does what, that does the method declaration. Okay, this part is talking about declaration, right, and the method body. When I ask you what is abstract method, any method without body or any method with only the method declaration is called as what, abstract method, right? So any method, okay, if you don't see a method with a body, that is abstract. If you see a method with a body, that is concrete or Java method. Are you able to differentiate the differentiation between the abstract and concrete? Yes, no? I want you to get this acquainted with these words. Very, very important. These words are important. Okay, the concept will become clear only if you understand these terminologies, because we use this to understand more about this abstraction. Are we good? Yes. Okay, now the utilization part we will discuss. Okay, I am giving a definition. Abstract class can have abstract method as well as non-abstract method. What does it really mean? Okay, go back to the class. Okay, I have an abstract class. I can say this is an abstract class. Okay, it can have an non-abstract method, public void method 1. This is a concrete method or non-abstract method, as well as an abstract method, public void m2. Okay, an abstract class can have both abstract as well as non-abstract, both abstract as well as non-abstract methods. Okay, this is the justification for this definition. Why we are having an abstract method, that is a second thing. Okay, this is a topic of discussion. Okay, now the next point, the one drawback. Okay, this is very important point. You cannot create an object for the abstract classes. What does it really mean? If it is an ordinary Java class, for example, if it is an already Java class EA, okay, and this is how the object can be created. The moment you declare abstract, okay, this is the new keyword is not possible for the abstract class. Then how do we proceed further? What is the advantage that we have with the abstract class? We're not able to create object. What is the use of this class actually? Okay, that part we will discuss tomorrow. Okay, when you come in the tomorrow's class, try to revise this abstraction, especially these keywords. Okay, and try to do some practice on this previous the overriding, what we call it as the shadowing, right? Especially the variable part as well as the normal argument or the variable argument. Okay, these are the frequently asked questions. So that's why I'm stressing a lot on this particular programs. Okay, any questions for me? If you have